Alright, there we go. Bump this up a bit. Hey y'all, what's going on? What's up? Let's see. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Just configured here. Alright. Okay. Alright, perfect. Sorry for the extremely long 2-hour intro. Oh man. Let's see. Alright, but nevertheless, we're finally good to go. Thanks. Let's see. So yeah, we're in the Mad Dog again. As the days wind down, I see myself not being in P3D as much. I'll probably hold on to it for a little while till things get settled with the new platform and all that fun stuff. But nevertheless, this will always be a classic. Always be a classic. So we're at DFW, and they want to do that, but yeah, we're at DFW in the Mad Dog. So we'll get a short flight going down to Pensacola, I think, Pensacola, Florida. A little hour and 20 some odd minute trip, I think. Nothing too crazy, y'all. Is nothing nowhere near what we did this weekend. That was a stretch. Oh man. Hey, so on a Monday, yes, on a Monday. On a Monday. I figured I'd go ahead and get it over with. And I got a little time, so figured I'd squeeze one out of the way, man. At least get one out of the way. Man, no. No. No, actually this was a planned siesta, so oh man, I had this in the books for a while. For real. We'll squeeze one in real quick. Because like during the week I'm tied up, so evenings just don't work. So get one in here real quick. Let's see, man. I'll be like you, man. No, heck, I want to get like you when I grew up, man. Got the Teslas and all that awesomeness. Let's see here. Alrighty. But yeah, it's my normal semi-routine here lately. Oh, so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. With 2020 coming up, I don't know. I know they did mention that at some point they'll be bringing the Mad Dog over, but we're talking about quite a bit of time before they bring that over. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Alright, 3-6 right. And let's see. Alright, so let's see. Pensacola. So that's the March 2's Elliott transition, Sawmill VOR, Macomb, and SJI. I don't know that VOR. Loxley, direct Pennsy, then direct Pensacola is the route we'll be taking. Let's see here. SWB. Alright, and connect that. Sawmill. That's Macomb, Mississippi. Alright. SJI there. Then direct to Loxley. Direct Loxley and let's see, Pennsy. And no arrival on this one. Let me double check. Actually, I need to at least get on. We'll get on 22.8. I don't think there's. Of course, there's 98 ATC right now. Works out really good. All right. Are they bringing it over? Yeah, that's the plan at least. They're going to try to bring it over, but I was watching that interview, the Vatsim interview yesterday, the one I sent you, and they pretty much confirmed it. I mean, basically any light aircraft won't have that much of an issue during the transition, but anything in terms of like high fidelity aircraft, just gonna the coding will be different. I'm sure there'll be some issues with DLLs and things like that. So as far as when on the roadmap that'll be, man, that's anybody's guess, so that was the reason why, I was kind of thinking earlier, I'm like, well, gee whiz, I don't know. I don't know if I can just, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, in that boat who can, can just like, oh, well, not fly some of your favorite tube liners for quite some time. So, with that being said, and that's no. I mean, of course, there's no denying. Absim has its share of frustrations. I mean, that my friends, is no doubt. But it's going to be a while until we see anything high fidelity in 2020. So I don't know. I have a feeling, though, as these weeks, I need to put this guy on PA. Got a feeling, though, as these weeks progress, we'll start seeing more news from developers as far as what direction those guys are going to go. Whether they'll just continue to support the current platforms and not look into moving over to 2020, or if they'll support all of them or some of them or what. So that's going to be one of the things we're going to have to keep an eye on. So I go ahead and board there. So flight plan's already loaded. Oh man, excuse me. But I mean, there's no denying, man. It looks good, but I'm kind of with you, Michael. I don't know, man. The whole thing about The micro stutters kind of had me a little concerned, but then again, like I said, these we don't know, what sort of environment, software environment, the software resides in. We don't know what's running in the background in a lot of these machines or what. So it may be one of those things, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what happens once we get everything loaded. Yeah, and see, that was, that was one of the reasons why I really didn't think much of it up until I remember reading on one of the one of the Facebook groups that certain individuals were having issues with micro stutters, and then what I was mentioning to you a few moments ago, that they were, he was encountering a few micros here and there, but at the same time, we have to look at the fact that, I mean, we're still looking at like the alpha and the beta, right? Then on top of that, NVIDIA, I'm sure is going to release some compatibility updates to, make the RTX architecture run that much, better with 2020. So, I mean, I don't think it's nothing to really be overly concerned about, but just something to keep in. I mean, honestly, man, let's ask ourselves this: is it any worse than what we're dealing with now? I mean, I don't think so. I really don't. Really don't. So at least that would have a reason to perform the way it does, right? So I did think that was kind of interesting to hear that, but I mean, at the same time, I haven't really heard a whole lot of negatives on it other than that. I mean, gee whiz, for brand new software, man, gee whiz. So yeah, I think that's what we'll be dealing with there. Start pump. Oh, leave that on there. Get this all fired up here. Nice and quiet over at DFW. Just the way I like it. I don't think we'll run into the problem of flying into an FNO. Get the APU going here, and I think the winds are out of the north today, so yeah, they're out of the north today, so we'll do 3-6. We'll do 3-6 right, I think. Set the departure runway, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3-6 right. Trim's already set up there. Oh man. But yeah, man, it's, I don't know, I think we'll be fine. I don't think we'll running into any crazy issues. Let's see, where are they at? 148. Alright, go ahead and bring the APU on. Leave the external air on. Let's see, at departure. At departure, let's see here. I think that's 6,000. Alright, at or above 4. Okay, so it's 4. Alright. Cool. Alright, 3, 6. Okay, so that's in there. Alright, so that's good to go there. And the APU is starting to turn on the external air. I mean the max off the APU.
Yes, sir. You're clear to disconnect. Thanks.
And heck, I think we're ready. I think we are ready. I didn't get my release though, but let me see if I can find it. Alright, there we go. 119.2. Alright, a little heavy today. 19.2. Max, of course. Gotta love the Mad Dog. Good grief. I'll do 310. And we'll do an assume temp takeoff, and we'll set that to, I'm sorry, we'll set that to like 44. Should be fine. All right, 4,000. That's set. Okay, seatbelt signs are on. The left and right pumps are on. Center is auto. Start pump off. And I'll go ahead and call ground. Let them know to disconnect all that.
Thanks.
Alright, that's good there. Beacon light is on, and I think we're ready to push. Remember, push back, and there we go. They pulled the chocks, that's why. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. We'll do...
The tug is connected now, so we'll be pushing back in just a couple of minutes. Can you please...
Golf all the way down.
Brake is set.
Alright. Oh man, slide over here, get the pumps on. But yeah, Mike, man, I didn't have much going on today, so I figured why not. Plus, I was trying to figure out why in the heck my sim was running like trash last time.
Bypass is inserted, and we are ready.
So.
Okay, it looks like the apron is clear. Release parking brakes.
Alright, go ahead and release parking brakes there.
Clear for engine start.
Alright, left and right. Left and right gear packs are off. Ignition system A. Go ahead and fire up number 2. One of the E-Jets eating after work. Yeah, man. I think one of which one? You're talking about the 17175? I know one of them. I'm not sure if it was the ERG or the E series that got a big update not too long ago. So maybe a little. Okay, yeah, maybe. I think they got a big update not too long ago. Could be wrong. Hopefully it performs better than the ERJ series, man, from the last time I streamed it, because I don't know what was going on. It just, all of a sudden, the autopilot just stopped working, man. I've never seen that.
Set your parking brakes, please, and confirm.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Never seen that before. Flaps. See if I can get the clicks right for the flaps. 15 degrees there. When we go back in, we'll check it and see how close I was.
Tug is disconnected, Captain, and clear. Bypass pin has been removed.
Alright, trim is set. I've been in the Airbus so long, I gotta make sure I actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Nav mode armed. Alright.
Right, disconnecting now. Have a good flight. Bye-bye.
Alright. APU air off. Man, we done blew up the starter. That's alright. That's fine. Thankfully we're in the sim. Now I left the galley power on. That's alright. Oh. Alright, everything looks good up there. And let's see. Alright, I think we're ready. That's for the art, I think. As for art being disabled. Alright. Brakes release. Go ahead and get out of here. Let's see. KDFW traffic, American 2155 type MD-83. Just pushed back from Bravo. Bravo 18 will be taxiing to runway 36 right. Vehicle for departure to the southeast. For traffic. Oh man, but yeah, you know, I think long term though, I think X-Plane will probably be that secondary sim like we were discussing, but short term DFW, yeah, hopefully it looks relatively. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it would, man. I mean, you know, with it looking. I mean, it looks good in P3D, and we're talking P3D, so, you know, one would assume, Michael, that it will be equally as good, you know, if not better, in 2020. Especially with that EFB update that they're looking at pushing, I think that will perform a lot better in 2020 as well. We should be out here within the next week or so. Last I checked, I think it was still like in beta, I think. So be a decent add-on. But man, I haven't flown this thing in a while. Get my charts up here. Got a butt ton of weather out to the east. I'm just glad we're not going that way. Alright, yeah, we're on Gulf. Cool. Let's see here. Heading to my next meeting. Hopefully, come back. Watch. Sure, man. No problem. But we'll be here, man. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, my friend, take care. Alright. Way down there. See how that's on. Alright. Just go all the way down to 3.6. Bump up the power here a little bit. Alright. And I am fully prepared to encounter some weather, especially once we get closer to Florida. We're probably going to run into a little convective activity getting out of Florida there. So, yeah. That's Florida, though, man. It does not surprise me there, not one bit. Nice little trot down to the departure end. Let's hang out on Gulf here. Alright, we're doing that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and not one radio call, good grief. Try to get out of here. Try to get out of here. There's the Gulf. Tap the brakes here a little bit. Let's see if I can make this turn with my, there we go. Alright, cool. Very responsive just with my pedals alone instead of using a tiller all the time. Alright, looks like the cabin crew is ready. We'll go ahead and make that call though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're number 1 for takeoff. Flight attendants, please be seated.
Okay, looks good here. I'll go ahead and turn on the engine ignition to both. V-brake is set. See if we can get the auto brake on. Go ahead and turn off those. Close those cross bleed valves. And we'll take full length. Alright, let's turn here. Alright guys, I think we're good to go for a departure. I don't think we'll need to hold short at all, so we'll just go ahead and make a call here and be on our way. For traffic American 2155, departing runway 36 right, departure to the southeast for traffic. Alright, landing lights on, and strobe lights on, V-brake set, trim set, auto brake is set. For start checklist, for takeoff checklist complete, conditions to both. Alright, funnel's clear and runway's clear. Alright, says received. Alright, I'll do a rolling departure here. Okay, and nice nice and lined up there. Take off. There's that delay there. There's Pratt and Whitney's. Waiting for 1.4. Got 1.4 right there.
Takeoff thrust set.
Alright, there's 100 knots right there. And gear up. Bit of a wind there.
Gear up, lights out.
Alright. There's 900 feet. VNAV arm there. Forward traffic, American 2155, 1 up, wind clear, 36 right, last call. Forward traffic. Alright. Trying to turn the arc back on. Start working some of these flaps out. Didn't want that, alright. I get that back up there. Alright. Alright, flaps up. Get the AP on here. There, none of there. Alright, so here, the climb checklist, hydraulic pumps too low, transox pumps are off, let's see, off and off. Alright, everything else looks good. Let's head back over here. Alright, and climb powers, there we go. Zoom in a little bit here. Slowly as you see here is 4,000 feet. And go ahead and clear ourselves all the way up to 310. Alright, there's that climb there. Let's see. Man, even in P3D it looks good. Alright, y'all. Nice slow climb up to 310. We'll leave ignition. We leave the engine ignition on for right now. It's like the. Take a look up here. Let's see. Looks like the cabin's climbing nicely. Galley power still on. Alright, everything. It looks good up top. Coming out of 6.2. so far so good. I guess we'll go ahead and turn that guy on. Auto brake off. We're going to throw something else in there. Alright, looks like we are up and out of DFW. So we cross the door, we'll make that left turn toward the east there. Oh man. ATC on at all? I don't think so. Yeah, nobody's on. We're still super early here. We're getting pretty close to 10,000, so we're going to bring this guy up. Those lights on. And normally I'm kind of wary about turning on fast seatbelt signs, but with it being so warm out, but I think we'll be fine. We'll go ahead and turn those off. Ignition off. Too cool. A little smoke there from the engines. I was wondering where that was. And the trademark. Okay, they're gone now. I was gonna give P3D grief there for a little bit. Guess it had figured I was gonna say something.
Yeah, traffic American 627 approach runway 179.
Oh, so he's taking 17, but hey, what's going on, aviation? How's it going, bud? What's up, my man? Alright. We're almost there. Almost at Thor. We'll make a left turn. And finish out the SID at Zalia. We're making our way over to Pensacola, Florida. Hold up. Yeah, let's see. Kobe. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's 2020. It's been a rough one so far. That is no doubt. There's no doubt, man. It's been a rough one. Little bumps. Well, a few bumps on the climb out, though, but not as bad as I figured it would be today. Normally, this time of the day, it's just rough. But nice to see that MD-83. Man, I know, right? I know it's. Man, I know a lot of. I know a lot of guys here are probably sick of it, man. But I simply love this aircraft. Absolutely love it. too cool. Very well modeled. You know, the dinginess of the flight deck, they capture that really well. Maybe a DC-3. Yeah, there's a few freeware offerings for the DC-3. No, X-Plane has a payware offering. Man, years ago there was a really good DC-3 from I don't even think that thing's out still. Or FXX way back in the day, man. That thing was awesome, but I don't even know if it's even available still. I think there's a few options there. Oh, there is a turboprop. There's a freeware turboprop version. I think they got it running for P3D with the Baszler add-on. You got it? Yeah. Yeah, that thing's so much fun. I was hoping at one point they would someone would do a 727 for P3D, but I've yet to find a decent one. FS98. I think even FXX. There's a company called Dream Fleet, and they did a phenomenal 727 for FS9, and then I think they did compatibility for FXX, but that's been it. That's one thing P3D was missing a lot of. Was a lot of classic airliners, man. It was like no one wanted to touch those. Like, gotta go. Oh man, yeah, we'll see you, buddy. Take care, man. But oh, what was it? Yeah, it was we had a 747 SP. We had the Concorde. Of course, we had the default offering. I think for FS2000 or something like that. Had the default Concorde, and I mean that's really been it. You know, I think it'd be really cool to maybe see a classic in 2020 if someone, excuse me, if someone decides to do one even for P3D or 2020. I know there's a 727 for X-Plane, but nothing for P3D, unfortunately. That I've seen, at least. Maybe there's one that I'm not mentioning. I don't think I missed any though, but yeah, it's a shame, man. Not a lot of classics on the platform at all. Not a lot of classics at all. Alright, let's take a look and see how far. Let's see, what's our ETA? I know Flight Plan was saying, according to the release, they were saying an hour and 37 minutes. Oh yeah, like we're literally right at an hour, so yeah, it should be a fairly quick one. I think we're coming out of 230, I think. So this thing's just, I don't know. If I do end up uninstalling P3D, I'm definitely gonna miss this aircraft. I'm definitely gonna miss it. I don't know, man. I was irritated. I was like, well, I probably could run 3 different sims, but y'all imagine 3 different sims? I mean, even if you have the hardware space for it, you know, that's a lot to keep up with. You know, and each platform is going to come with its own set of, plugins and things like that. 2020 out of the gate, I don't think, it's really no need for any plugins and such, but you'll have all your plugins for X-Plane, all your plugins for P3D plus 2020. That's a lot. 2 simulators, yeah, totally get that, but 3's pushing it. But I don't know, guys. I'm really considering holding on to P3D just for this aircraft here. I don't know. Not sure if a lot of you guys have seen it, but if you guys check Avsim, there was a pretty decent interview, which I've never seen. I really wish Avsim would get more into that, get more involved into like interviews and things like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've been around Avsim for, at least, man, I'm trying to think. No, it's been about 20 years. It's been about 20 years. It's been Avsim, and you will get like your traditional news articles and things like that. But I really think they should get a little more involved, especially since they're they're such a long time community, long-standing community in the industry. It's just a shame they don't do more anyway. But yeah, they did do a interview with the development team for Sobo, developers of 2020, and it was pretty interesting. There were a lot of questions in terms of add-on compatibility, which I don't know about you guys. That was a big question for me. What's going to be compatible? What's going to be the installation process? What are we looking at in terms of, what's the file structure going to look like for us? And they brought up some really good questions. So if you guys get the opportunity, definitely go to avsim.com and check it out. Now, I don't know if this was intentional or what, but the interview is actually an MP4 file in Dropbox. So I don't know, but it's good. Not sure why, just toss it up on YouTube, drop a link, there you go, but whatever, it works. But yeah, it was just really, really insightful in terms of, what we have to look forward to, and it's I don't know, it's such a shame, y'all. I go, kind of browse. I'm sure y'all have seen it as well. You browse through some of the Facebook groups and like this never-ending battle, and it's happened. Welcome to the midnight hour. I don't know, man. But no, man, my voice. I'm surprised you hear me, but it's crazy. The amount of toxicity you see in the Facebook groups because a new sim comes out, and I've seen it like multiple. Like this happens every time a sim comes out. You get in this rant about which one's better, and no one brings up the fact that hey, both are gonna have their pros and cons. So why not keep both, right? Why not, or why not explore with one? And now granted, it's a little okay. So let's say, for example, you have 2 simulators, both of them are $60, no demo or anything. Yeah, I can kind of see that. It can be a little difficult to even $120 and you may not keep one. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So I can totally understand that, but and I've said this before, if you're on the fence about it, sign up for a Game Pass, try it out. If you don't like it, don't renew it. I don't know. But it's like, this one's more realistic, X-Plane for the win, and it's I think that's probably the thing I'm really looking forward to the most, is so this thing can finally drop, and so we can move on to something else. Oh man, it's insane. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited, and I've mentioned this as well. I'm excited because there's competition in the industry now. With myself and Michael had mentioned this the other day. There's competition in the industry. Just the leveraging new technologies, in the flight simulation, I think is so cool. But like I said, that doesn't make the sim, the one sim to rule them all. It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to do a lot of things that the other sims don't, right? But just take it for what it is. As I said, I'll probably no, we need that closed. I'll probably, what's my pressure? Okay, that's dump pressure. No, I didn't dump cabin pressure. All right, cool. But it's like we're almost at 310. But yeah, I'll probably hold on to P3D, a little while longer, just so if I get an itch to fly the Mad Dog, I can. But long term, speaking in terms of what my setup's going to look like long term, I'm probably going to lean more towards X-Plane 11, and then have Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. That was funny. Someone was mentioning, I wonder if that's there's this new kid on the block, so to speak. Will Lockheed Martin look at going providing a discount? The answer is no. No. They I don't know, man. That's micro. Lockheed Martin is not receptive to the average sim community. And they're just not. We're not their primary market. So it just kind of is what it is, right? But I don't think we'll be seeing discounts no time soon or anything for P3D. I don't think we ever have. So I don't know, y'all. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm really surprised that there hasn't been any inclination on Lockheed's part to completely I take that back. We got version 5. I'm sorry, y'all. We have version 5, but I don't know. The whole thing with the licensing is yeah, leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. Think about this. I mean, there's still a lot of simmers out there still flying FXX, and rightfully so. I mean, like I said, especially if you like those classic airliners and things like that. FXX has a real comprehensive offering of classic airliners. So, you got that, but I don't know, just sit there and say, whether it be X-Plane, prepared, X-Plane prepared in 2020, any one of those is going to wipe the rest of them off the map. I'm not seeing that, and yeah, I'm just not seeing that. So I don't know. But like I said, I'll say this: whenever we do see an update for this guy, PMDG. I don't know. I'm sure most of y'all have seen PMDG have already shown pre-release images of their 7.3 and what's that thing called? MFS 2020. So I mean, we know that's coming, and then other developers as well have also mentioned that, you know, their aircraft is coming as well. So it's only a matter of time, y'all. Only a matter of time. Let's see, where are we at? We're almost upper Sawmill, so that's, and if you guys don't fly in the southeast, fly around the southeast much, be very careful with this VR here, because there's also another one that's umpteen miles away, and if you're not careful, especially if you're running an import and you port SWB in and you don't check it, it'll throw your flight planning, like it'll completely screw it up. So, you know, double check your flight plan there. Sawmill and LSU, go figure. They're both they both will cause some problems there if you don't double check and make sure you have the correct iteration of the Sawmill VOR or the LSU VOR. So let's give you a heads up. PMDG, hey Big D, what's going on, man? The Tentative heard me when they stopped giving free AKRac updates as they promised when I bought the 737. Yeah, that was, man, I'm trying to think. That's been it will give you a several thousand-mile flight. Exactly. Free updates. Yeah, you know that that definitely aggravated quite a few folks, my friend. You know, there's no joke about that. You know, one developer I haven't heard from in a while is iFly. You guys remember the iFly 737? Man, it was one of those add-ons. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed with it. But nevertheless, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, man. A lot of people. In fact, there were a lot who just said the heck with them and went over to iFly. You know, way back when, but. I was mentioning, I haven't heard from iFly in a while, but they had the BBJ, you know, the 737-6, 737-7, 8, 9. I think they had the BBJ2 and the BBJ3, if I'm not mistaken. But they had a really very, you know, it was, I mean, pretty much, you know, if you wanted an NG, they had it, you know. But like, I haven't heard from those guys in years. Few days ago, removed it. Didn't like it much, really. Yeah, I think when they first released, I bought them, but there was something about them. I just didn't rub me the right way, so I ended up removing it as well. But a lot of people were saying that the geometry and the flight deck was a lot more accurate in the iFly 7.3 than the what's that wiggamajigger than PMDG is offering. It's a lot more accurate. That's it, yeah. So yeah, so I don't know. Those guys, yeah, they, you know, I respect their work. I really do. You know, they put out a decent product, but at the same time, guys, sometimes I just feel that I don't know, and it may not be the entire team, but I know a lot, especially. I love the FS9 version, though. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Like, especially, I don't know. For me, I guess the biggest problem I have or had at one point in time with PMDG is, you know, not even posting, but if you go and look at the forum sometimes, man, it feels like a war zone. It feels like I'm stepping on a landmine, you know, every time I make a post there. And, you know, I don't think it should be that way. You know, it should be should be welcoming, and especially for new simmers. And I think that's what that doesn't help us much either. Individuals who are new to the industry jump on these forums, and and granted, yeah, they ask some questions that probably could have been answered through a little research, but some of the responses you see are just insane. My goodness, guys, you don't have to answer it. You don't have to answer it. Very, oh man, yeah. Oh my goodness. It is insane, and Lord help you if you don't use your real name. Just saying, Lord help you. I don't know, and I mean they've been that way for years, been that way for years. I don't see him changing anytime soon. Oh man. Well, yeah, they showed a very early version of their 737, and I mean it looked good, but I haven't really seen anything else from any of the other developers. That's which once again just kind of leads me to believe I have a feeling I'm going to be holding on to 3 different stems, and it's going to be it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, but it's cool though. Like I said, it's I'm this is a really as crappy of a time as it is, in terms of flight simulation, it's a very very exciting time, and one that we've been kind of looking for quite some time. I think the only thing that will make it even better, if perhaps maybe we'll start seeing a little more information from some other third-party developers to see what they have to offer, and just going back to well, what happens with Active Sky and all that. I don't know, those guys aren't going nowhere. I mean, P3D X-Plane isn't going anywhere. Those guys aren't going anywhere. Now, if you're trying to, shoehorn your way into, the 2020 market, I don't know, but, let's say that's huge, the file size. Now they doubled the 20, 40, 96 textures. Yeah, I saw that as well. I was hoping, that the option would be there to opt for lowered resolution textures, but I don't know how. I don't know. There's so much, I don't know. I think they did a great job of providing a lot of information, but there's still some things that I kind of would like to see answered. But at the same time, I think one thing that will help 2020 out is the fact that I don't think our scenery file sizes are going to be as big as they used to be from back in the day. I could be wrong, but if you look at a lot of the hardware specs, I think they're saying like 150 gigs or something like that. Which, I mean, yeah, for a program is huge, but in terms of flight simulation, I mean, I've heard of 300-400 gig file sizes, yeah, one accurate flight dynamics over outside appearance. Yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that, Big D, because when this whole thing dropped, when they first started, putting Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the proverbial table, the first thing I looked at, okay, who's tested this thing? I don't want to see, Scooter the Gamer, giving us his, for I just, no offense to them, but I really wanted to see how in depth the flight dynamics were, through preferably someone who's, even if you've taken a Cessna up or something, But I've saw a little bit of content from, I think y'all heard me mention the guy's name, Stevo Knievo, I think. So, hey, Taffy, what's going on, bud? Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, just that's the first thing I wanted to see is what sort of fidelity were we looking at in terms of flight dynamics, and I've heard, and it's weird. So you hear both sides of the fence. You hear one person saying the thing, oh, it's the most realistic thing I've ever flown, and this is from actual actual airmen. And then you hear that all this thing's trash and this and that. So I don't know if it's a situation to where it's aircraft specific, or if one or the other didn't know what the heck they were talking about. That's, I don't know, guys. It's just one of those things where it's just it remains to be seen. It really does. Because everyone's perception of how an airplane should feel is subtly different, if that makes sense. So, of course, there's some blaring, depending, like, for example, the MD-80, there's certain flying characteristics they're just globally known, right? But, when you're talking in terms of, feel and things like that, those can be subjective. So you really gotta be careful, who, because what feels right to me may not feel right to someone else. I'm just saying. So, but I've heard good things about the flight dynamics. We'll see. I think the TBM was one of them. I think he paid to give a review. I heard realistic use FS9 days. The aircraft was crap. Oh yeah, man, you heard it all the time. You heard it all the time. Oh, this is the most realistic thing I've ever flown, and blah blah blah, and you get in there, and the thing is, oh yeah, man, you and I have both heard it. And even if you guys ever hear me, reviewing an aircraft, I'll tell you, if it feels good, it feels good. If not, but ultimately, you really just have to fire the thing up and see for yourself. Your hardware configurations play a role in it. A lot of variables in how an aircraft should ultimately feel. That's why these flight sim yokes, man, they're so hard to get right, because the feel changes, right? I mean, when you're flying, I mean, you're in a very dynamic state. So pitch, especially pitch. I mean, you guys, I'm sure a lot of y'all have, been out at the airport, and you've jumped in a Cessna or something, or a Piper, and you've moved the yoke, and it's there's no resistance at all, right? But as soon as you hit 70 knots, start feeling tighter. Once you're cruising at $120, it starts feeling even more tighter. So it's down to the user precisely. So like I said, I've heard both sides of the fence. So it's gonna go back to one of those things. To we'll see. We'll see. Back in that was great stuff. VFR France. Oh man, but Big D, and this is just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being all nostalgic. That does tend to happen with me from time to time. But it seems to me that, especially in the freeware community, we had a much stronger freeware community back then than we do now. You used to always hear of just real high fidelity offerings back then. And like I said, it's just, I don't know, it could just be my perception of things, but it really did seem stronger to me. I think that's, to me, that's what hurt P3D as much as it did, because, it's just, I don't know if things become more difficult to do or what, but, you go over to X-Plane and, there's freeware scenery all over the place. You can't throw a rock and not hit a freeware airport. Not so much nowadays in P3D. Not so much. So, I was, perhaps, just perhaps, this new platform that we have to play with will, lend itself to, encourage, more freeware development, and maybe a place where I've seen the Microsoft partner thing to where, legitimate developers can go and update their stuff and, marketplace and things like that. But, I haven't seen anything as far as, let's say if I just wanted to make a freeware airport, how, is the marketplace going to support both paid and freeware add-ons, or, that's why I stuck with, I just go by anywhere and have nice airports. Yep, exactly. I've never had that feeling with P3D. It's always a situation to where, hey, I want to go to blah. All right, do I have scenery for it? Or who do I have to pay to get scenery for this section? And so many are willing to spend money so easily. Yeah, I'll have to agree. The times are definitely changing. I guess that's one reason why what makes X-Plane so cool, right? Is they make it even I. This is crazy. I know. Even I was able to go in and make little small edits and changes to my home airport. And you make your little changes. Most of the things are drag and drop, and do your little exclusions and all that fun stuff, and you're good. And then you can upload it to their little database. So when X-Plane pushes another update, your add-ons, as long as they meet certain criteria or something like that, are also implemented in there, so everyone gets to enjoy it. And I mean, no joke, guys. There hasn't been a place, and that's why more often than not, you'll find me doing the majority of my general aviation flying in X-Plane than P3D. Now with version 4, not version 4. Now with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 with the new mapping and things like that, I don't know. It may be. I think we'll have, a lot more freedom, and I think we'll have the ability to, enjoy some, a little more higher fidelity, airports by default. Go to Vatsim, search FO. Oh yeah. Yep. But it's hit or miss, and a lot is not backward compatible. Absolutely. It's crossed. I'm telling you, Big D, it's crossed my mind, man, a couple of times to. Like, man, I wonder if I should, throw in FXX again. Because you think about that add-on, you're like, man, that thing was awesome back then. And, like, no, because there's certain aircraft that no one has done. No one's touched in P3D. The amount, oh yeah, and now, Taffy, I would say that to anyone if you're new in the industry and you want to get into flight simming cheap, and have a good experience at the same time, I would highly, and if you're not just hunting for one high fidelity aircraft like 737, something like that, I would highly recommend X-Plane. I mean, just, and I fly them all, so, highly recommend X-Plane. And like I said, I can go jump in a TBM or something, fly to my home airport, and it looks about right, and all these, even you can pull up. There's a website. And I'll post a link here shortly. That shows all of the airports in X-Plane that have been touched by. Whether by a freeware developer in one form or fashion, and it's insane. Like it is. Let me see if I can let's see, explain scenery map. See if I can find it. It is insane. Let's see. Let's go here. And all right. All right. Yeah. There's the link there, but yeah, it's insane how much freeware scenery there is for, you know, X-Plane 11. So yeah, I mean, definitely recommend it. All right, let's see here. All right, cool. So we're 226 miles out from Pensacola. Cool. Oh man, thanks for the sub, my friend. Appreciate you, bud. Looking forward to seeing some of those experimental aircraft. Let's see. How's it going, Beats? What's going on, bud? Let's see here. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're doing like a pit. The pits is done. Citation latitude or something like that. Doing a flight tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, man, it's an awesome link. That's normally what I'll do. I'll go and I'll pull that link up and see, okay, you know, what level of scenery is there, and then that kind of drives my decision as far as where I'm going and explain. Like I said, I haven't found a place yet that didn't have some halfway decent scenery. So, you know, it'll be refreshing to see that hopefully in 2020. Let's see. All right, let's go and let's take a look here and see. All right, airfield, Pensacola. All right. Just need to get a METAR report for that airport. Let's see. And METAR. Alright, so winds out of south at 9 knots. Let's see here. Alright, let's take a look and see. Alright, so we're probably looking at the ILS 17 approach there. Let's go ahead and dial in that frequency. It says 111.1. Let's see here. Final approach course 169. All right. All right, cool. Should be all set there. 198 out. Nothing on the ATC either. Oh, I take that back as the Atlanta Sirens on, but I think we're going to be just south of. We're going to be just south of their coverage. Yeah, we're going to be south of the coverage there, so. Alright, cool. So we don't have to talk to anybody. And V speeds. Landing data, let's see, 146, alright. Okay. Let's see, let me get the pressure. Sorry gents, just trying to stay ahead of the airplane here a little bit. Let's see, 29er, 0. Beautiful. I need to, I think that is, there we go. Dang, about right there. Alright, cool. Alright. There's McComb there. Cool. So yeah, I don't know. We got what, a couple weeks I think till the drop, if I'm not mistaken. A couple weeks of 2020. So we put that in cruise. We shall see. We shall see how that goes. All right. Although, and I've been trying to not invest much into other sims just to kind of see, you know, what happens or whatever with the new release. But Torque Sim dropped a Cirrus SR22 that looks phenomenal. Now, there's also a freeware offering as well from a place called a developer called Hold My Beer. Yeah, seriously, Hold My Beer. They have a they also have a version of the SR22. It's pretty decent. So I don't know if it's, I don't know. I've heard that it's better, but you know, at the same time, you know, you can't really compare, you know, something where, you know, a no joke, you know, development team, you know, who with the intention of, you know, pulling a profit, you know, you can't really compare that to, you know, a freeware offering. At least I can't, you know, and it'd be a fair comparison. But you know, if you are hankering for an SR22, it's definitely something maybe, you know, worth taking a look at. Alright. I'll leave that off for right now. I still, for the life of, as much as I love this airplane, for the life of me, I have no idea why they put the hydraulic pump controls on the FO side instead of, you know, like they did in the 717. Let's see, I was looking at the map, or did they spot? Yeah, you know, Big D, from time to time, man, you get trolls, so you just got to go in there and, you know, just kind of weed them out there. But do those guys self-delete? Yeah, they, you know, they didn't self-delete, man. You have to go in there and clean all that mess out. Yeah, it's gotta trim the hedges, so to speak. Oh man. But yeah. Oh, you're checking out the map? Yeah, that map's awesome though, man. It's helped me out a lot. There's some days, you know, like, you know, I'll think to myself, all right, where do I want to go? You know, and I'll, you know, I'll jump in there and pull up the map. So, oh man, that looks pretty cool. Or, you know, for example, the flight I did in the TBM from Carson City to, oh, what the heck was that airport called? Happy Valley or Happy Days? One of those airports. It was Happy something. And that's what I did. I jumped on that map, and you know, I was like, we'll try to find something in a, you know, some mountainous terrain, and pull that up, and It turned out to be a pretty fun flight. You know, almost almost destroyed the TBM, but turned out to be a pretty decent flight nonetheless. Had a hunch they were going to troll. Yeah, they're normally, I've noticed that too, Big D. When you get like a, you know, and you know, love my visitors, but when they come in the quick succession like that, sometimes you kind of have to watch the chat and see what happens. And it's, I mean, it's only to be expected. I mean, a lot of people are, you know, not working or whatever, or not in school, and you know, you're gonna get that. You know, even when things are normal, you're gonna get that. So, but yeah, man, you were right. They commenced the trolling shortly after they arrived, so it's all right. It's all right. Let's see. Let's try to zoom this in a little bit. Go into plan mode. Pensy, ILS-17. Change. Yeah, it is, man. It is. It is, but that's all right. That's all right. Execute that. Yeah, I'll do the ILS-17. A fairly simple approach. Initial approach fix, I believe, is at 1800. So yeah, it should be pretty slick arrival. This is a fun little airport. It's from a developer called SXAD, Sierra X-Ray Alpha Delta, and he does some really good. I love those developers, man, that they focus on not your DFWs or your Atlanta, although DFW does need, you know, just saying, you know, decent scenery, but you know, they focus on a small Class B, Class D, the small Class C and Class D airports that no one really pays attention to. Like Birmingham, for example. He's done Amarillo, Texas. What else has he done? Well, what else has he done? Corpus Christi. Norfolk, I think he also did as well. A bunch of smaller airports, and a really, you know, a fairly decent price as well. I mean, not, you know, he's not overly expensive, doesn't break the bank at all. I love developers like that, man. They, you know, and you know, pretty much I buy everything he puts out, you know. A really good guy, very responsive to the community and all that. So yeah, and I don't understand why. You know, even if, you know, you did your own home, you know, your own airport, you know, your or something like that. You know, that would be, you know, to me, I think that would be interesting. You know, I mean, if I had a knack for it, you know, I would have dived into Dallas Love and, you know, worked on it. But it's just it's always puzzled me why there were, you know, not as many offerings for small airports. Because ultimately, you know, at the end of the day, that's really where you see, you know, the majority of, you know, especially like Class C airports. You know, you see a lot of, you know, a lot of your 7.3s there, especially Southwest. You know, 737-700. You know, a lot of your RJs, and there's really, you know, if you just went based off of payware scenery, I mean, there would really be nowhere to take an RJ. And Love Field is Love Field weak? No, and I am very surprised at that. There's actually a free version of Love, Big D, that's available on xplane.org, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. They even have what's that? Let me see here. What's that? Let me see if I can find it. Bachman Lake. It looks much better in X-Plane. Uh, that's been the one that's been sorely missed in P3D as well. I'm very surprised we don't have. I want a real good Gulf man. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have been looking for a good Gulfstream jet for years, and I don't think we're gonna get one. And I'll tell you why. Gulfstream years back. And you may remember the whole debacle as well. I think there's a developer. He put out a Gulfstream jet and uploaded it to Vatsim, and all of a sudden, lawyers got involved, and yeah, it just was not was not a good situation for that developer, and they've made it known that they do not want any renditions of their aircraft done in flight sim. That's the main reason why we haven't seen a Gulfstream jet. But there are there are a few freeware versions out there from people who wanted to take a trip on the wild side. And let's see, from the UK. Oh, cool, awesome. It's hard to find good freeware scenery. It's mainly the US. Let's see. Find your spot is up from the UK, and it's hard to find good freeware scenery. It's mainly US. Yeah, no, that's true as well, Taffy. That especially over there, man. I'm sure it's difficult to find good freeware airports. And it's not that I don't mind paying for good quality, but it's just I mean, go to Sim Market, for example, and take a look at some of those offerings, and it's it's find yourself wondering at times. But like I said, I have no problem paying. It's making scenery. It's not something that is easily done, but there's a fine line. I'm not going to release something that people should pay for and it not be of quality. I'm just saying. Let's see. Yeah, it's a legal thing, man. And for a while, American raised the big stink about their liveries being done in X-Plane, but over the years that started to ease up. I'm thinking somebody whoever that individual was who made that big deal is no longer with the company. So, so I'm hoping. But yeah, it's a whole legal thing. Virtual cockpit. Enjoy dealing with him. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's definitely a shame. We don't see more of that, and I think that's why I was so hopeful for this new simulator. That I'll be able to go to my home airport and it's copyright. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's hurting. It's definitely hurting what we wanted because I mean, yeah, Gulfstream. Oh my gosh, could you imagine a good Gulfstream in P3D? Holy smokes! Oh man, that'd be too cool. That would be too cool. All right, seatbelt signs on there. Gauges so I can fly it. Yeah, and that's another thing I've always struggled with, and I envy those who have a knack for it. The whole gauge and panel design thing, it's just not for me. Not for me. you know, I've tried it, and it's just not for me. The coding thing I can do, but just the whole gauge design portion, yeah, I tend to struggle with. I tell you, another airplane I got pretty close to reinstalling the FXX for. It was the Metroliner thing with repaints. Yeah, and that's I really wanted to get into trying to figure that out as well, especially with the FS Labs Airbus. Especially with the 321. You know, there's a couple liveries I wanted to see. And I hate being that guy, you know, to put in requests and all that fun stuff. Yeah, that Metroliner, man, it's just so much fun. So much fun. But once again, it's another airplane, and I don't think especially, you know, those out-of-the-way airports, you know, their Ameriflight flies to. You know, I see those things all the time at the airport, but you don't, you know, no one, there's like, what, 3 or 4 different King Air versions. You know, someone's done the 200, and then there's a 350 for X-Plane. Coronado's done a 350 for X-Plane P3D, and then there's a 350 for, Milvis just dropped a 350 for P3D, I think. And I mean, you have those, but I mean that's pretty much it. You know, no one's tackled the old Metro for one reason or another. All right, 15,000 there. Oh man, so I'm making a call here. Pensacola traffic, American 2155 type MD-83, 15.2 for 6,000. Looking to shoot the ILS runway 17 approach in Pensacola traffic. Saab 340 is my go-to. Oh yeah. And fortunately, there's a Coronado has a decent Saab for X-Plane. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, for X-Plane. And there's also a phenomenal Saab 340. It's the A model, not the B model. That's done by a company called X Aviation. And it's probably one of the most realistic Saabs out there. It's very well done, and it's also in the process of getting updated as well. So you know, maybe something, you know, worth taking a look at. But yeah, it's a very good airplane at the moment. P3D, the GTN 750. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Coronado. I mean, their airplanes are always beautiful. Actually, I fly their I think it's the Falcon for X-Plane. I fly that quite a bit when I'm in the mood for a decent biz jet. Excuse me. Alright, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're actually going to give ourselves some vectors here. Heading sail. Alright, I'm going to extend our downwind out a little bit. Just a little. Seatbelt signs are on. Yeah, they're on. Just a little bit. Take a look at the outside real quick. Man, she's pretty. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I hated to see this airplane go. I really did. Hated to see those. Hated to see those old guys go. All right, coming out at 10,000. Yeah, I want to extend that downwind out a little bit. How's the flying going, man? We're on downwind there. I'm extending downwind out, and then we should be set to go for a straight into 17. So I don't know, say maybe 10 minutes. I don't want to cut into your meeting. There's 10,000 there, landing lights extended. Let's jump over here. Alright, that looks good over there. Alright, hydraulic pumps to high, aux and trans pump to on. Alright, I'll start slowing this guy down here. I'm in between. I hear that, my friend. Slats extended. Oh my goodness. Next one in 14 minutes. Man, you're back to back. Yeah, I'm a catch heck tomorrow. So don't feel bad, man. I'm gonna get mine tomorrow. I shammed today. Oh my goodness. Oh man, the joys of employment. Next one in 14 minutes. Yeah, we'll be in. I think we'll be in by then. We'll be in by then. I'm telling you, man, hey, they're keeping you on your toes, bud. They're keeping you on your toes. There's iPens. Alright, so we'll go ahead and make that base leg there. Alright. Pensacola traffic, American 2155, starting base running 17 Pensacola traffic. There's what, 6,000. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring it. Let's go ahead, we'll slide her down to 4. Fire down to 4. But yeah, I am getting mine tomorrow. Let's see. Alright. There's Pensy there. And actually, what we can do, we can just go direct Pensy. I needed to clear this discon here. Alright, so direct Pensy. Alright. And we'll put that guy on nav mode. Once again, spoiled by the Airbus. Alright, there she goes there. There she goes. Let me take a look at the plate. So, alright, let's see here. Brent. Alright, that's the initial. Double check, so 111.1 there. And course needs to change a bit to 169. Alright. Oh, Super 80. I think that's, no, it's not 10. I think it's a little further south. You see that? Alright. 230 knots. Let's still nothing on the localizer, but we can go ahead and press that button, make sure, and make sure we indent it. Alright, 20 miles to Pensacola. Let's see, and I think on the release, if I'm not mistaken, I think our alternate is Huntsville in the event we're not able to get into Pensacola, which I don't see that being an issue. I don't see that being an issue. We'll drag along here at 2:30. Go ahead and arm that guy at least. Alright, we'll go ahead and bug in 3,000. Start making our way down. I think we're... Yeah, 1,800 is actually where we're supposed to be. We'll probably hold a little higher than that. We don't want to blow people's eardrums out. Decision. What was MDA? MDA is... okay, let's see, 321. There, and there we go. Alright, cool. If I can get that last, but there we go. Alright. Rock page 30, so I'll be looking for the ILS here about 20 miles out. Alright, we're gonna slow down to 210. Add another notch of flaps. There's the ILS. Let me turn that off. And let's see, arm that. Cool. Do auto brake medium. We are pretty heavy today. So what we'll do, we'll set ourselves up for an intercept and we'll catch the localizer. Alright. Looking pretty good. I think everything's fairly configured. I can't do anything with auto brakes until we're geared down flaps 28. I don't know why. Go figure. It's the Matt Douglas thing. It's weird. Alright, everything looks good up there. Alright, let's try to slow down to 200. Yeah, it's a weird, man. I'm telling you, it's weird. Like for example, if we tried to arm it now, it won't let you arm it. Gear has to be down, and flaps has to be landing flaps, so either 28 or 40. Those conditions have to be met before it will do anything with the auto brake. All right, I'll catch it there. All right, looking pretty good. Okay, Pensacola traffic, American 2155 on the follow runway 17. Pensacola traffic. Alright, we'll go ahead and slow this guy down. Slow her down to 190 on the airspeed. One final check up here. I'll go ahead and fire up the APU. Just for the sake of not having to deal with it. After landing there. Alright, there she is. She's coming on there. Alright. Alright, so speed brake is armed. We'll set our thrust rating to go around. Hopefully won't need that. Everything looks good down there. Alright. Alright, looking pretty good, I think. Oh man. Here's glide slope coming alive. Alright, we'll go ahead and roll her back to buck 80 and we'll hold it for gear down. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Alright, it's glad slope capture, gear down. Flaps 15.
Gear down.
Roll back to about 140. 144 would be fine. Flaps 28.
Flaps 28.
Alright, nose light on, and I'll leave the turn offs off. I don't think we'll need those. Alright. Alright, my controls. Alright. Few little bumps there. Let's see. Alright. I don't know, y'all. I say we're stabilized, kind of, sort of. We're stabilized. I got the missed approach altitude there as well. Alright. Alright. Alright, I got the touchdown zone there. A little windy out today.
400. Minimums.
Continue.
200. Light slope. Light slope. Light slope. Light slope.
Let's see if we can get just by the numbers there.
Light slope. Light slope. 140. 30. 20. 10.
Ooh, and hold it. Let's see. Reversers. Alright. I didn't catch the first exit I was looking for, but it'll work. That was kind of the whole point. I was like, well, if I can just hit just north of the numbers, might be able to catch that first exit, but that's alright. That's alright. That's alright. Oh, thanks guys. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I was hoping to get a little past the numbers, but that's alright. That's alright. Get the airplane cleaned up real quick. Tell you what, man, cleaning up the airplane and trying to taxi at the same time is definitely a feat. Especially with this thing. I swear there's at least 15 switches you click to get the airplane cleaned up. That's why I wanted to go ahead and start up the APU, because this old dinosaur here. Alright. Let's go to traffic. American 2155, clear 17, taxi to the gate. Let's go to traffic. Oh man, yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for swinging by, bud, and we'll see you later, Big D. I'm get to the gate here and shut it down myself. Yeah, it was definitely a fun trip hanging out with you guys, man. On a Monday. Actually, there's an aircraft there getting ready to depart. That's it's like a Dash 800, which is what replaced this guy in real life going into Pensacola. Let's see if nah, I'm not gonna park next to him. That'd be fine. I'll park next to him. Actually, we'll take this one right, y'all. See if I can make this curve. Get her turned around here. Alright. Not picture perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, that on there. Now, since we're proactive and got the APU started, we just need our left and right bus on, and we can stop burning dinosaurs and shut her down. Alright, so humming there. That's the APU. Maybe the pump, so we'll turn both of those off, and the office as well. We'll do the FO duties here. Alright, so that's off. And we'll call, let's see, is GSX after active here? Is going to be weird. No, I think it's active. It'll be boarding. American. I don't know if we're going to have some gate action or not. Have to see. Right. The pumps are off. Emergency lights off. Yeah, that's the only thing with some of these airports. Let's see. I guess, what standard are we at? We are, oh heck, I don't know, 10. Yeah, it may dock with us, it may not, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I think we may be alright, though. Alright, let's see. Let's finish our... Oh, that's off. Yep, seatbelt signs off. Let's see. There's our external power. And bleeds on both sides, and sweet. Alright guys, that is open exit 1. Oh, is it? I guess the door doesn't open. Okay, it's open. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Alright guys. Yeah, fun flight, y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all swinging by there. And next stream will probably be a next plane. And we'll figure out something to get into over there, and yeah, have a blast, hang out as usual. So until next time, guys, I am out of here. Y'all have an awesome rest of y'all's week, and we'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.